Welcome dear learners of Standard 9. How are you all? Hopefully you all are safe and sound at home by the blessings of Almighty Allah. Previously I had discussed with you about the antipode. Today I am going to discuss one important part or topic from your book, that is international deadline. Before going to discuss the international deadline, follow again. Here you are observing the image of a globe. So if I show you this globe, this one is the equator, which passes through the center of the earth from west to east, and this one is the prime meridian. And that is what is prime meridian. There is an international agreement that the meridian running through Greenwich, London of the UK over the Royal Observatory in Greenwich at the vicinity of London City, which is spread out over the North Pole to South Pole, and this is officially considered the prime meridian, and which is denoted by 0 degree. So this any line of the longitude can serve as the 0 degree. Then follow here this spherical globe. This one is the prime meridian starting from 0 degree, and each and every 20 degree interval follow here 20, 40, 60, 80. In this way the longitudes runs up to 180 degree eastern part, and this from 0 degree the westward part 20, 40, 60. In this way it will run again up to 180 the western part, and in this way there are 360 longitudes in the globe. So 0 degree will be the prime meridian, but the same line, the opposite sides of the globe you are observing, opposite side will be the same line, but the opposite side will not be the prime meridian. That opposite side will be the international deadline. So this part will be the prime meridian, which will be denoted by 0 degree, and this opposite part of the prime meridian, that is the international deadline. So we can say here, while traveling a long way from any particular region to the east or west, days of weeks sometimes what happened? Days or of weeks sometimes get confused along with the local time difference. So problems can be arised. So problems arise to pass through what 180 degree meridians of longitudes to the east or west from any specific venue. So from 0 degree up to 180 degree eastern part and 180 degree western part. For the short distance the problem will not be arised, but for when we will cross 180 degree longitudes the problems will be created. So in order to solve such timing or date problems, a line extending across the north-south over the water surface, follow this blue color, maximum part is water surface, and international deadline, these lines is not straight actually for the people's benefit. So maximum line, this line extending across the north-south over the water surface, is imagined by having the recourse to 180 degree meridians of longitudes, and this imaginary line is named the international deadline. So according to last updated 26 September 2018, the international deadline is located halfway around the world from the prime meridian. Halfway, that means eastern and western part, 0 degree longitude, or about 180 degrees east or west of Greenwich, London, UK, the reference point of time zones, and it is also known as the line of demarcation. The deadline is not straight. Now we will know something about the international deadline. The international date line, the short form will be IDL, is an imaginary line of demarcation on the surface of Earth that runs from the North Pole to the South Pole and demarcates the boundary between one calendar day and the next. It passes through the middle of the Pacific Ocean, roughly following the 180-degree line of longitudes, but deviating to pass around some territories and island groups. The international date line is roughly based on the meridian of 180-degree longitude, roughly down the middle of the Pacific Ocean and halfway around the world from the Greenwich meridian. In many places, the international date line follows the 180-degree meridian exactly. In other places, however, the international date line deviates east or west away from that meridian. So these various deviations generally accommodate the political or economic affiliations of the affected areas. So this line is not straight, and here this deviation line passes around some territories or the group of islands. So this is the international date line. The international date lines in an irregular line, it is not straight, irregular line drawn on the map of the Pacific Ocean near or in many places coincident with the 180th meridian. It marks the place where navigators change their date by 1 day on a trans-Pacific voyages. And you know, eastern part the time will be added and western part the time will be deducted. So east of the line it is 1 day earlier than to the west. And here in this globe follow the eastern hemisphere. Equator divides the Earth into two parts, eastern hemisphere, and this one is the western hemisphere. So as it is the opposite part of the globe, so this part will be eastern and this part will be the western. So eastern parts always will be 1 day ahead and western part always will be 1 day behind. When cross the line from west to the east and a day is subtracted. So Earth rotates 360 degree in 24 hours. You know, when you have learned the standard time and local time. So Earth rotates 360 degree in 24 hours. So if we divide 360 by 24, we will get 15 degree. So in 1 hour, Earth can pass 15 degree longitude. So here, what happened? Follow which islands this international date line deviated, in which islands it passes through. It is 180 degree international date line. In this way it passes through. So it passes through the northeast regions of Siberia, Aleutian, Fiji and Chatham Islands. In order to solve the problems of the local people in calculating 30-degree dates, this line has been designed over the water surface in Bering system and making it bend towards at 12 degree east Aleutian Islands and 70 degree west and 11 degree east at Fiji and Chatham Islands. So this is western hemisphere and this one is eastern hemisphere, and here Kiribati, this zone also taken as a part of the eastern hemisphere. Then here you are observing the Fiji Islands and also some islands. This is international date line. So 1 day will be plus when this international date line, any ship or the aircraft pass the international date line from west to east the eastern part 1 day will be added, and from eastern to western part 1 day will be deducted. So follow here the international dateline. We know that the time differs by 4 minutes for 1 degree of differences in the meridian. So for 1 degree differences of the meridian, time will be 4 minutes. So the time difference will be 1 hour for 15 degree difference in the meridian. So if it advances forward from the prime meridian to the east, 12 hours will be more at 180 degree meridians, because 15 degree of differences time will be 1 hour. So after 90 degree it will take 6 hours, and then next 90 degree it will take again 6 hours. So in total 12 hours will be more in 180 degree meridian. And if it gets ahead towards the western part, what will be happened? This western part 12 hour will be less at 180 degree meridian. So when it is 10 o'clock on Monday, as an example, when it is 10 o'clock on Monday at the prime meridian, the local time will be 10 o'clock at night on Monday at 180 degree east meridian as well. So accordingly, if the meridian of longitude is calculated by the western side, the local time also will be the 10 o'clock at night on Sunday. So the previous day at 180 degree western meridian instead, but the line at 180 degree east and 180 degree west is in the same. So it is observed that the local time differs at the same meridian by 24 hours or a whole day. So at the same region where there is Sunday, there will be Monday elsewhere, but at the same meridian 10 o'clock on Sunday night and 10 o'clock on Monday night cannot happen at the same line or same time. So in order to solve this problem, a line that has been imagined having recourse to the 180 degree meridian in the atlas over the water surface of the Pacific Ocean under the international recognition is the international dateline. So dear learners, here follow. So just simply when this line will be crossed, so 1 day will be added in eastern part and 1 day will be subtracted from the western part when we will cross the international dateline. So international dateline is very important, as we know that it is drawn in a zigzag manner because it deviates up at place on map so that it does not cut through any islands or causes confusion of dates in country. So dear learners, you know Earth is almost like a globe. So the imaginary line plays an important role in world map in order to determine time within its territory. So for timing, to solve the timing problem in the 180 degree line, a line extending across the north-south over the water surface, that is the international dateline. So just to solve the timing and date problem, international dateline has been created. So today up to this. Thank you all.